Hi, my name is Aura and I'm from Texas. If you're new here, please like and subscribe, it really helps me out. I live with my granny, and honestly, she's pretty much the only person I'm close with on this planet. After my mom and dad passed away, she took me in and raised me. Growing up, I didn't have many friends. I was always focused on my studies, and that's how I managed to earn a scholarship to one of the best schools in the city. But things took a wild turn in my 10th grade year. It all started when I decided to ride my bike to school one day. As I was about to park, I tripped over something and lost control. My bike went crashing into a nearby car. And wow, did it look expensive. There was now a dent the size of an elephant on its side. I was the queen of broke people. There was no way I could ever afford to fix that kind of damage. I panicked and tried to get out of there. But then two familiar, not-so-friendly faces showed up behind me. One of them said, "Look at that, she ruined your car and now she's running from the crime scene." Holy crap. Jacob and Adam, the two richest and hottest guys in school, were also known as the terrible bullies everyone feared. And now I just dented their car. This was officially the worst day ever. I wasn't running, I tried to explain. And I didn't do it on purpose. I just accidentally. Accidentally or not, Jacob cut in. You're going to have to pay for this. I looked around, desperate. Listen man, I can't pay for it. You want my bike? Take it. Are you making jokes? Adam snapped. You better come up with the money, or else. I was freaking out, wondering what I was going to do about these bullies, when suddenly, I remembered seeing them pick on another kid pretty badly after school recently. So without thinking, I blurted out, "I know your secret. And I'm going to tell the principal." "What secret?" Jacob asked, confused. "I know what you guys did last Monday," I said, trying to sound confident. For a second they both looked stunned, then Jacob shouted, "What? How do you know that?" From the panic on their faces, I could tell whatever they had done was something huge. And they thought I actually knew about it. Perfect. Played it cool. "I'm not going to say anything here. We'll go talk to the principal together. Let's go now." No wait," Jacob stammered. "We can talk this out. You don't need to tell anyone. We'll fix your bike, buy you a new one. As many as you want. We'll do anything you say. Just, please don't tell anyone." I couldn't believe it. The two most powerful seniors in school were completely at my mercy, and I had no idea why. But I wasn't about to let them see me sweat. I acted like I was totally in control. "Fine," I said casually. "Then start by carrying my bag. It's so heavy my hand hurts." As I walked through school that day, those two followed me like personal bodyguards. Everyone stared at me like I was some kind of magician who had wrapped the terrible two around her finger. The next day, I stepped outside my house and saw Jacob already waiting in his brand new car. "I'm here to pick you up," he said. "So, do you want to go to the beach today? Or maybe the movies?" "No," I replied. "I need to go to school. I have assignments due next week." "Come on, Aura," Adam chimed in. "You should relax a little. Let me do your assignments. I do mine all the time." It sounded tempting, but I wasn't sure if I trusted them enough to hang out outside of school. What if they were planning something because of their big secret? Still, I insisted on going to class. When we got to school, they wouldn't leave me alone, following me around everywhere. At first, it felt kind of nice, like being treated like a princess. But as the day went on, it became clear this was turning into a problem. After lunch, I had ballet practice. As I entered the girls' changing room, all the other girls started screaming. I turned around and nearly fainted. Jacob and Adam had followed me inside. "Like what even?" "This is the girls' changing room," he yelled. "Exactly," Jacob said. "All the more reason for us to be here, right, Adam?" I pushed them out and locked the door behind me. But when I got to the dance room, there they were again, dressed in ballerina outfits and hopping around like frogs. "Seriously, what the heck? What are you guys doing?" I demanded. "You don't have to follow me everywhere." "Yes, we do," Jacob said. "We can't risk you sneaking off to tell the principal behind our backs." "I won't do that," I said. "We don't trust you," Adam replied flatly. They wouldn't leave me alone, and during my performance, they cheered like the craziest fans ever. I couldn't help but wonder, what was the big secret that made them act like this? Even though I wanted to find out, I also wanted them gone. The next day, I left home early to avoid them. Even at school I stayed alert, dodging them whenever I could. Then, during lunchtime, a football jock I had a crush on came and sat beside me. "You're the girl who tamed those rich brats," he said. "I'm impressed. I like strong, dominating girls like you. How about we go out?" Before I could respond, Adam grabbed him by the collar and threw him off the seat. "How about I give you a taste of strong and dominating guys?" "Adam, stop. What are you doing?" shouted. As soon as Adam let him go, the guy ran off. "Why did you do that?" asked. "He was going to ask me out." "He asks everyone out," Adam muttered. "He's a jerk." "Oh, like you're any better," shot back. "You're the bigger jerk here." And with that, I stormed off angrily. Later that day, I was in the library when I saw that same football player kissing some girl behind a bookshelf. Adam was right, he really was a jerk. I picked up a book and threw it straight at his head. Ouch! Well, he deserved it. After that, I went back to working on my math assignment, but I couldn't seem to get any of the answers right. "Easy there, Tigress," Adam said, leaning over. "Let me help you with that." "Help me?" scoffed. "Do you even know the way?" He took my pencil and quickly worked out the problem. I was shocked. I had assumed he probably bought his grades with his dad's money, but he was actually good at studying. He helped me finish my assignment, and I started to think maybe he wasn't such a bad guy after all. Just as I was about to apologize for calling him a jerk earlier, Jacob burst into the library. "Thanks for keeping an eye on her while I was away," he said. Of course, Adam was just babysitting me. I felt so dumb for thinking even for a second that he might actually care. "So," Jacob said, grinning, "who's ready to go watch the new Spider-Man movie?" Gee. I had been waiting for that movie for months. I screamed so loud with excitement that the librarian kicked us all out. Later that evening, after the movie ended, it was chilly outside. Suddenly, Adam took off his jacket and wrapped it around me. Such a good actor. I knew if it weren't for their stupid secret, he wouldn't even care if I was freezing or crying for help. Soon after, he ran ahead to get the car, and that's when Jacob took my hand and pulled me close. "Come on," he whispered. "I can tell you're interested in me." "That's why you're playing the blackmail game," I said, finally piecing things together. "To keep me close." He smirked. "In your dreams. That attitude of yours just got me going crazy for you, babe. How about you give me a kiss now?" I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This jerk had the nerve to say that after everything. I was about to push him away when suddenly Adam stepped in. He yanked Jacob back and punched him hard in the face. Jacob stumbled and fell on his butt. "How dare you touch her?" Adam growled. "What the heck, dude?" Jacob snapped. "Did you forget who you are? You're a stinky lowlife rat who lives off my leftovers." "And how dare you touch her?" Adam shot back. "You lowlife rat. I know who I am, but don't you ever touch her again, or I'll shove those leftovers down your throat." Felt like Adam was a completely different person in that moment. He took my hand without a word, and we walked away from there. The entire ride back home he stayed quiet. I could feel there was something about him I still didn't understand, and I was getting more and more curious. When we reached my house, I handed him back his jacket. But I couldn't hold back the question anymore. "Adam, why did Jacob say all those things about you? I mean, you're rich too, right?" "No, Aura," he replied. "I know it looks like that because I'm always with Jacob, but I'm not. I'm a poor nobody." That shocked me. "I don't really understand. Your dad used to work for Jacob's dad, but he passed away a few years ago. I have a sick mom to take care of, and Jacob convinced his dad to let us live with them. He helps me with money, but since then I've had to do everything he asks me to do." My heart sank as I listened to his story. Without thinking, I hugged him tight. "Thanks for doing what you did today, Adam," I whispered. And I'm sorry. Don't be, he said quietly. He totally deserves it. But I wish you'd never seen us do it, and then you wouldn't be involved with jerks like us. Seen what? Asked, confused. He looked at me with surprise. The secret. The big secret. Oh yeah, totally saw that, I lied quickly. Wait a second, his eyes narrowed. You don't actually know what it is, do you? Now that he said it out loud, I realized I hadn't mentioned it either. No, I panicked, and you guys assumed I knew your secret. Aura, how could you do something like this knowing how bad Jacob is? Adam said, clearly frustrated. If he finds out you don't know, he'll. Before he could finish, he stormed off, leaving me standing there with my heart pounding. What was going to happen next? The next day at school, I saw Adam still hanging around Jacob, but his face was covered in bruises. Course, it had to be Jacob who did that. Later, when Adam was alone in the boys' restroom, I went in. Why are you letting him treat you like this? Yes. I know it's Jacob who beat you up. What are you doing here? I told you, he muttered. I owe him. Just stay out of it. I don't want you getting hurt. But you're willing to get hurt yourself, I said, my voice rising. This is wrong, Adam. You can't let him ruin your life like this. What he does to you, and to other kids at school, it has to stop. Yes, he admitted. But there's nothing I can do. There is, I insisted. You've always been with him. You know everything he does. You can go to the principal and tell them everything. But I was there with him during everything he did, Adam said, looking down. I helped him. If I rat him out, I'll be kicked out of school, and I'll end up on the streets with my mom. Just then, Jacob appeared out of nowhere and pinned me against the wall. So, he sneered, you're planning to ruin me, huh? You have no idea who you're messing with, little birdie. I looked him straight in the eye. And you have no idea who you're messing with, you ugly crow. With that, I smashed my head into his face as hard as I could. He cried out in pain and fell to the floor. Adam grabbed my hand and we ran out of there. I'm going to the principal, I said firmly. You're right. I can't be a coward and let him hurt everyone like this, especially you, Aura. I'll deal with the consequences later, Adam said. But I'll be right there with you. We went straight to the principal's office, and Adam confessed everything, from Jacob's bullying incidents to the biggest secret of all. Apparently, one evening Jacob had trashed the principal's brand new car, smashing the windows, breaking the lights and spray painting all over it. And Adam had helped him do it. The principal immediately called Jacob in and told him he'd be expelled. Since Adam had confessed everything, he would only be suspended and made to do volunteer work. Jacob completely lost it. You filthy traitor, he screamed at Adam. I fed you and you backstabbed me. You're done too. Even if you aren't expelled, you won't last a week in this school without me paying your fees. And what about your mom? Who's going to pay for her treatments now? You should have kept following my orders like a loyal puppy. Now look at you, doomed. Just then Jacob's dad walked in and he looked horrified. That's enough, he shouted. I had no idea I was raising such a brat. How dare you exploit this poor kid? Adam, he continued gently, turning to him. Don't you worry, son. I'm here for you. Dad, I'm so sorry. Not a word, his father interrupted. The principal told me everything on the phone, and I've heard the rest myself. You're going to an army school, effective immediately. Jacob begged and pleaded, but it was clear his father wasn't going to change his mind. When Adam and I walked out of the room, I turned to him. How do you feel? Yes. Never been better, he smiled. Thanks to you, Aura. I was able to be brave. I'm just so happy things will be better for me now. So, I said with a grin, now that there's no secret, are you still going to be nice to me? Yeah, he laughed. I'll carry your bag every day. And then, without another word, he pulled me in for a kiss. From that day on, things at school changed completely. Without Jacob around, the air felt lighter, like a storm had finally passed. The students who used to live in fear started smiling more, laughing louder. Even the teachers noticed the difference. Adam stayed at the school, thanks to his father's support, and slowly but surely, he started becoming his own person. Not Jacob's shadow. Not someone trying to survive. Just Adam. Kind, smart, funny, and deep down one of the bravest people I'd ever met. He kept his promise too, walking me to class every morning, carrying my bag, even though I told him he didn't have to, and sometimes just sitting quietly with me during lunch, sharing headphones and listening to music when words weren't needed. One afternoon, as we were leaving school, he turned to me and said, "You know, I used to think I was stuck in this life forever. Like I was just waiting for the next bad thing to happen." I looked at him, curious. "But now," he smiled, "I feel like I'm finally living." We stopped walking and he took my hand. "Thanks to you." It wasn't some dramatic movie moment. No fireworks, no grand speeches. Just two people who had been through something real, standing there together. And honestly, that made it perfect. So yeah, I started off as the quiet girl with no friends, living with my granny, buried in books and dreams. But somewhere between a broken bike, a dented car, and two bullies who turned out to be more than they seemed, my life became something I never expected. Little messy, a little magical, and totally mine.